What's good, everybody? Back once again to give a little bit of recap for these games tonight or the other day, whenever you see this. Uh, well, we got more of a series. I was like, both teams came up tonight to get themselves one more for another chance to live. You live to fight another day, and that's sort of what we got with this Knicks Heat game, this Golden State Lakers game. Um, the Heat Knicks. I was like, I felt like it. This I was like the score won't show it, even though I was like even the score looks close, but it wasn't really one of them games that was like close. We're gonna give ourselves some distance, close. Oh, we got some good distance, and then it was just like, oh, where did that go? Um, it was really good. It was different with more of the Knicks trio, who I've sort of been talking about this whole series, that I'm like should be able to beat the Heat. Just like I was like, it finally. So I was like, there was nobody else really on the Knicks that really did anything other than the trio. But if you would probably just like look at the paper or look at things how it is before you actually play the game, you would imagine that like, okay, so Brunson, who to me has been the best player on the Knicks, despite the All Star and the third teamer, another video, but an RJ versus Bam and I was like, who been playing really well. Who still ain't where he's almost like 80, where it's like still ain't sometimes where you want him to be, but he played a good game. Jimmy Butler, who I was like on the Jimmy Butler standard, a meh Jimmy Butler game, and supporting cast. Especially with like the Tyler Hill and like Kyle Lowry ain't really played today. Gabe Vincent has been off ever since the Knicks lost. I mean, the Knicks beat them with his game. Um, so but it was really I was like Struce was in there to balance it out, and Duncan Robinson. Uh, I was like, which if it wasn't for him really in that fourth quarter, he had like four threes in a row. 4-3 in a row. If it wasn't for that, they would have got blown out. But I feel like the Knicks finally just was like I want to say second in the third quarter just started to change, and I felt like the rest of the squad was like, okay, cool, we're not gonna get out muscle, we're not gonna get out rebound as the way we've been playing the last couple games. And then you had Julius Randle pick up his game from the first half, and Brunson was just like on one, and Bear just getting it where he get it, and it's like they finally melded together at least their top three people who you're supposed to count on. Grant, I was like, even though you didn't get like Hart or the Hart normally the other dude that really comes in. Like sometimes OB give you something like that, but other than that, nobody like Quickly hasn't really been playing great, and so I was like, but I don't think now the problem is I don't think that's sustainable. Just because how the rest of the series is gone, that for your three dudes to basically almost all hit. Well, Brunson did hit over 30, but the other one basically be right at 30, not getting anything from your supporting cast, while the Heat, I was like I said, like Butler really normally gets you really about like 25 most of the time. And Bam sort of where he's at, and like I was like, and yes, you don't know which one of Struce, Gabe. I was like Caleb, who was pretty all right this game. Duncan, Lowry, Love. You don't know which one of those six. Problem is, you got six people that you can just be like, okay, cool. I need at least 2 to 3 of y'all to come out here and just have like a good amount of points. in comparison. So, and also too, they go like both games tonight seemed like it was really home cooking that really sort of just gave them that extra boost. And with them going back to Miami, I don't see the Knicks really bringing the thing back. I don't see the Heat, who sort of was like a little down in this game, coming back with that same type of effort. I don't think they want to give any of them life. I was like, I just don't see it. But kudos to the Knicks for, I guess, continuing another game. Um, but I was like, you sort of see the potential of what the Knicks should be with the three, and then everybody else. But to me, it would seem more like about effort, just more than anything. I didn't think there was really anything that was really really profound or X and O shaping up the game. I was like, Tibbs ain't that type of dude really anyway. This sort of was just one of those like we tried toward the end, but we ain't really have it all the way there. So, which sort of going to the next game, I was like, I felt like the Lakers did try to actually take out Golden State. It was just really towards like after I was like third quarter into the fourth quarter. It was just those many let's try to get this down. No, let's try to get this down. No, and it was, and the thing is, neither team was really on one. Both teams were really kind of and Anthony Davis, who I was like, how it seemed how he was, that seemed like a concussion. Because I was like, he got hit in the face. And then he was like, you could, before they even, gave the report, you could sort of see when they would, ask him questions, they had the camera on him, that he would just sort of, like this. And I was just, so in my head, I'm like, that's blurriness. Nothing's, he's, everything's just, moving. Y'all had been intoxicated or hangoverish or whatever, where you just kind of we're just it's too much. That sort of seemed like how it was with him, but you also see he was really pink in the pink flush in the face, and you could see there was crying there, and that just made me think of all the time that I've seen when in sports you've seen people with concussions. Cause I'm a lot of times they say with concussions you just cry for for really no reason, but it just or stuff like that. But then once they said he needed help to walk out and he was in a wheelchair, I'm like, yo, that thing might be a concussion. The problem with that is, I'm like, he probably ain't gonna play the next game if that's the case, with something like that. So that's sort of more troubling for the Lakers. I think they got. I was like, just because I'm like, Golden State one of them teams that I feel like can smell that. But they're the type of team that no, they can smell it in the water, and I'm like, they might come out and be able to come out and play. But even then it just sets up for the next series and stuff like that. But as far as the game, everybody was just off this game pretty much. I mean, Clay wasn't going. I was like, Poole still wasn't doing anything. Poole actually looked like he was so much in his head that it was actually a problem. From the missing the wide open shot, haven't been able to get his rhythm, haven't really been playing that many minutes. He was very passive in a lot of situations as well too. That was kind of it's no, you need to take the shot. The time, it's too late now. The clock don't wind down. I was like, Lonnie, but I think the game was a little bit too out of hand for him to try to repeat what he did in the last game. LeBron sort of was came out limping, and it was just wasn't him oh, he gonna tough through it. He gonna pretty much go until he can't. But it was just timely things that, especially towards, Steph didn't have a great shooting game. He basically just kept on trading baskets. It's if we could trade baskets, then we'll be able to tire them out. And one of the things I heard they were talking about early on in the game was if we get so far ahead, then the Lakers will basically just time out. Which I've stated in some of my other videos that I'm some with certain teams, when they get up, and it's really hard to take that down. I was even though the Celtics are down in their series, but you see when they're losses, I was like, except for I was you've seen in most of their games that when they're not up, I was like, I was like, they're there, but they can always get back in it, even though they might lose. They can get back in it. But certain other teams, I was like, and Golden State's like that when they get like they up or whether they're down, they can get back in it. But when you playing against teams that can't do that, like the Lakers can't do that, like as much as the Warriors can, like when they're down 10, it's like the momentum like they really have to go into a lockdown mode. Whereas like the Warriors just like they come down the court, shoot 3 threes, get a foul shot or something like that. Even though the Warriors just like had like 2 baskets in a row, doesn't matter. I was like their amount of points is outdid their amount of points just because they shoot threes or whatever. They're so proficient at threes. But also you got somebody like Curry more so than just a team that can shoot threes. Because I was like, cause Curry just he'd been on my back this whole time. Wiggins did come to play, but really to be honest, it was Draymond. Let's be honest with this. It's Draymond because, and I say it again, there's people that get points that you're not accounting for, so that's really what it does in the game. Like in the Grizzlies series, Tim getting 20. If he gets 20 and everybody else is playing, you're going to lose. Green is sort of the same way. He got 20. So that means that anybody else that just wants to come and play, you're going to probably lose because that's unexpected points there. Lonnie Walker, last game, he got like 15 points. Unexpected points. Reed's going to score. Russell could get like 15 and get hot. You know that Anthony Davis can give you like 25 if he gets hot. LeBron 20. You know Clay, if he gets hot, he'd give you 20. You even might be anticipating, you're like, even Poole been struggling, but you know he give you like 15 real quick. Wiggins, you know he could give you 15 also really quick. If Looney gave you like 17 points, you'd be like, oh, we're going to lose the game. That dude got you 17. That's that, and because it wasn't really a good game. Like I said, it wasn't a good game. Golden State was doing a lot of stuff in order to get them back in the game, and the Lakers were just missing buckets. And I mean like missing buckets, or just causing turnover that was just like, Jesus Christ, like Katie, I was just like, not like y'all passing balls low on to the big man, or they were just like letting the ball loose like way early, that it was all for naught. Also, too, I also felt like a lot of the foul call. I felt like they were really trying to balance it up with Golden State and the Lakers because the Lakers was going to the basket, and a lot of those things get rewarded a lot with fouls. But because I guess the Lakers does that quite a bit, it almost seems like they're not going to give them all of the fouls in the same way that, Golden State going to the basket, Golden State don't go to the basket. Therefore, it's like in your head, it's like, oh, that's a foul because they're actually attempting in comparison to the team that always attempt. Because I thought it was weird that Lonnie Walker, I was like, got hit in the face, or Anthony Davis got hit in the face. No, it was really called. There was a couple. That was like LeBron also. I was like, that seemed like a foul. It wasn't called, and I was like, cool, playing on. But then on the other end, like Wiggins, I was like, well, I get it. That little extra was enough to like give him like the foul or whatever. And like they gave the foul where Anthony got hit in the face, but Gary Payton, which I was like LeBron sort of like moved to a bit, which they gave a foul on that. So it was just like, okay, it's a little like, I was like, not that those weren't fouls, but it was like, but I was like, but those seemed like clear fouls as well on that side too. Not no like ticky tack where you like who's refereeing the game. I was like, also there was a couple of times too where LeBron would like, I was like, I get it, he's older and he got to conserve his energy, but there was a couple of times I was sitting there that I'm kind of like with the Gary Payton, where I'm like, if they want to go to the basket, I'm like, if you could test Gary Payton, then I'm like, that's stupid on them for taking that, when they're taking that 5-on-4, and that to me that's a wrong matchup. Let him take the matchup, and you didn't contest it, you just gave him a foul 3-point play. There was like one where I seen like LeBron, where I'm like, LeBron, if you got in front of him, you'd be able to stop. All right, cool. I was like, they just scored. There was one where I think Draymond threw it out of bounds because he grabbed the ball and he thought Reeves was going to hit him, where Gary Payton tapped it when LeBron went up. But I'm like, LeBron, if you go right now, you can. But I was like, obviously, I'm not in his situation, so I don't understand. I was like, with the foot and all this other stuff. But it's just like how you watching it, and you just seem like, why? Anyway, so I was like, going a little bit long for 2 games that wasn't necessarily like great, but hey, more of a game, more series. Down with it. We're gonna see. I still think that he get the one in Miami, but if Anthony Davis not gonna be able to play, I don't think they'll be in too much trouble just because I'm like Draymond, Looney. I'm like you got Rui and you got Vanderbilt, and I was like, cool. Now Vanderbilt could be at the 5, and you don't worry about him necessarily in that same offensive liability when he playing like the 4. Rui is also a man that can stretch everybody out too, so you got a little bit more free space because LeBron is going to pretty much be the 5 in some of these cases. That way he can sort of sit and chill and have more rest time. Yeah, so I was like, I was like Wayne Gabriel, he's gonna give a little bit more of a shot here too. I was like, my boy Mobama get a little bit in there? He probably won't. It's a little too late for that. But hey. Anyway, if you liked anything I had to say here, I appreciate it. Thanks. If not, hey, maybe next time. And look at some other videos of mine if you want. Whatever. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. Man, I'm having a real trouble like knowing what time it is right now. Anyway, peace. I'm out.